We are near the end of the Overlord collaboration. So, as I normally do, I'm going to be discussing my overall thoughts on the collab. And at the end of the video, I'll give it a score of 1 to 10, 1 being trash, 10 being perfection. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about are the banners in general. So, as for the banners, I think Last Cloudia did an excellent job. We got three very interesting characters. We ended up getting a tank, which is something we don't typically get in a collab. As a matter of fact, I think this is the first time we've ever got a tank in a collab. The closest we've ever had to a tank was Reese from the Mana collab, but she really wasn't a tank though. She was just kind of a all rounder. But either way, like getting a tank in a collab is very unique. This character's kit's very interesting, good stuff. And then we got a mage who specializes in non-stacking magic and does no attribute magic as well. Now we haven't seen no attribute magic since, well, in terms of collabs, we haven't seen one since Angela, who was also in the Mana collab. A little bit of a pattern going on, but the mage is a lot of fun for PVE type events. Oh, and as far as the tank, Albedo, she's good for PvP related stuff. And then the third character that we got was a really strong physical DPS character for events specifically. So again, all three of these characters are excellent. They did a really good job. I did have some minor complaints here and there about certain characters, but overall, they're really good. As far as the arcs, I'll say they're all decent. I think some of the learnables are very interesting, and some of them are pretty good. So we got some decent arcs, really good characters. So in terms of the banner, they did a really good job. So I'll definitely give them some praise for that. As for the event itself, that's where things kind of take a kind of an turn, and I'll kind of explain why. So we had 3 weeks of this collab. The first 2 weeks were really nothing special. It's just your typical everyday pick a stage and then do it over and over. No story, no special map, just nothing. So this is really kind of bad for a collab. You know, I think for the anime collab, you should do one of two things: either incorporate a story or give us a map. Now I understand they're not gonna do the whole music thing because that's more for video game callouts, and I get that. But it basically felt like they didn't really put a lot of effort in the event itself, so it's kind of a flop. Now, what I will say in terms of the actual ranking mode, I do like the ranking mode because you can basically pick what difficulty you want to do. So if you don't really want to put much effort into it and just want to get basic rewards, which are decent enough if you just clear it, you can just do difficulty 1 and then go about your business and you're good to go. But if you want to try a little bit harder just to see how far you can go, you can definitely bump it up to as high as you can and see where it goes. So I do like the actual ranking part of it. In terms of the event, this is probably the best part of the event itself, is just the ranking. But as far as the event overall, nothing special at all. It kind of drags the collab down. So ultimately, great banners, not so great event, which I'll be honest kind of gives this collab a 6 out of 10. And honestly, like the biggest reason he even got a 6 was the banners, because the characters are excellent and very unique. They put a lot of effort into the characters themselves. They just didn't put any effort on the event itself, which is why it gets a 6. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Looking forward to the next collab. And until then, you take care.